Hello, everyone. Welcome to Millennial Movie Talk, episode 80.
Woofed.
Big 80, guys. Any broken hips, guys? Have we noticed anything like that? We're getting to the age.
We're getting up there
No, just a broken foot
still.
Oh.
and a broken heart because, we've got a skeleton crew here tonight. What's going on?
Skeleton crew. Yeah, we do. You may have noticed the lack of Brayden. There we go. We said it.
It's been acknowledged.
He's not here.
No one's
I'm
there to answer.
currently filling in the Brayden role, and Christian's filling in my role, and Michael's just Michael.
Yep.
Michael might be pressing some buttons, though, so that's exciting.
I'm moving up in the
We
world.
like to change it
Love
up by
when Michael
episode
presses
80.
buttons.
We like to change things up by episode 80. Everyone, how's your week been? Christian,
Yeah.
how's your 2 weeks been?
Oh, it's been great. I've just been at home, can't work, can watch a lot of movies, a lot of TV.
Well,
That's
interested to hear your thoughts about them.
Yeah, thank you. That's what we're here for.
Guys, let's just steer this straight into the movie news. Whoa, this week in movie news. Wow, movie news. Oh, I'm shocked by that movie news. That was an interesting one. Thank you. There's so much movie news here. Wow, I hope we can get all this movie news done.
Gets me every time.
It's just music. It's just, beautiful. Now, Chris, I'm not sure if I know this about you, but Michael and I are massive fans of the hit franchise Fast and Furious.
I'll say you're massive.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm big.
it's not time to get morals, Michael.
I'll say I'm big. I'm not as into it.
All right. Well, if you're the big, I'm the medium.
Okay.
So
You
we've got a
you
nice
do enjoy
gradient. I enjoy them.
Good.
It's
Good.
not. It's not amazing cinema,
Guys.
but it's fun.
It's
It's
fun.
fun.
That's all you need. That's
Yeah.
all it needs to be.
And I
Guys.
like Vin Diesel. There's nothing wrong with that.
Fast and Furious is going down the road of Harry Potter and Twilight by ending it in a 2-part.
Okay, that is unnecessary.
Ladies and gentlemen, they have announced that Fast and Furious 10 and 11 will be the final 2 films of the franchise, being a 2-part movie.
Well, if they're pursuing space, there's not more they can really do after that.
They're actually going to space.
Number 9 has been confirmed they're going to space.
Oh my god.
And I guess 10 and 11's interdimensional travel or something.
I mean,
I think we've cracked it then.
I can't wait till they're in opposing rocket ships, bashing into each other, and jumping from spaceship to spaceship.
Can't
and
wait to
shooting
see them in
guns
Star
out the
Wars.
window. Vin Diesel's going to be doing an Odelay out the window towards the other spaceship.
I
it's gonna be
still want them
beautiful.
to race buggies on the moon. That's what I want.
Oh, that's
want-
happening.
I want
That's
Tokyo drift around a crater. That's what I want. Look,
I mean, it seems like your dream
in
may come
Astra,
true.
yes, thank you.
See? Yeah, it's been done. It's been done. Maybe they can't do that.
Yeah, so we already know from number 9 they are going to space, which is going to be amazing. 10 and 11 going to be the final 2. Justin Lin is returning. He's the man that helmed Tokyo Drift, Fast and Furious 4, 5, and 6. Before
So
stepping down.
Some pretty good ones.
Yeah, before stepping down from 7 and 8, and then coming back to do 9 now.
I can't tell them apart after the third one. Like,
Well,
it's after just a fever dream of action and
5
speed.
is where they all just
5's the bank heist. When
bank
they,
is
they
where
drive the bank.
as they drive the vault
Yep.
through the
Oh,
6
yep,
streets
yep,
of Rio.
okay. Do know that one? Do know that
Number 6
Has
has the longest runway in the world at the end.
yeah.
Of course.
Number
Yep.
7
Wasn't it calculated to be like something?
something ridiculous. Number 7 is the one where Paul Walker died.
Yeah.
Number 8 is when
Bad
The
times.
Rock punched a torpedo.
Right.
Seven you
Interesting.
may also know is they jumped a car between buildings.
They did jump the car between 2 buildings.
Oh, there's
Yeah, two
there's nothing wrong with that.
No, that's
Nothing wrong with
realism.
that.
at its
Skyscrapers.
finest.
Yeah,
See,
yeah,
that was just a intro to skyscraper.
I was about to say, it was a prelude to Skyscraper, yes. And then we had Hobbs and Shaw.
And
which-
what a
What a
ride
ride
that
that
was.
one was.
A good ride. a good ride.
So there's been no announcements if they actually are going to continue doing the Hobbs and Shaw movies or any other spin-offs.
Look, to be fair, I'd be happy with the one Hobbs and Shaw.
Look, if you get 11 Fast and Furious movies out of this fucking one film about street racers stealing VCRs or DVD players.
Humble beginnings. Humble beginnings.
Like, think about this. There was 7 Harry Potter books, and they've got 8 movies out of them.
True.
So
Yeah.
and Fast and Furious has got all of this out of one article.
Article.
Yep, the first movie was based off an article. So
I did not know that at all.
Neither was just an article about some street races.
Absolutely,
stealing
yep, yep.
VCRs.
No, like let's make a movie out of
Makes
this, and then
And the rest is history.
look,
beautiful history.
guys,
Beautiful nitrous charged history.
speaking about charging, Michael B. Jordan will produce a Static Shock movie, and you might be asking, Alex, what the fuck is Static Shock?
I was literally going to say, I saw this pop up on Reddit the other day when I was scrolling through, and I was like, what's that?
All right. Static Shock. This is from Wikipedia, so reliable as always.
Okay. Yeah.
It's an American animated television series based on DC
DC.
Comics. Superhero Static. Basically, didn't give me his powers.
I mean,
So-
I'm gonna guess he has electrical powers.
well, I would assume so. There is a big bolt on his chest. So
Shazam.
I imagine Michael B. Jordan will be playing this character.
Interesting.
Playing and
It just says-
producing.
yeah, it just says producing. Not a whole lot else about this, other than I guess it's just going to be less powerful Thor. 'Cause
Yeah. What does he
won't
do?
have a
Just,
hammer. He
like-
just shoots lightning, apparently.
I imagine him running around in Lycra and he like just quickly like,
Well, this is Static Shock here. He's got a
So-
disc. He's got a disc.
He's just
okay.
Frozone with electricity.
Yeah, that's exactly what
Honey,
he is.
where is
Yeah.
my super suit?
And look, I think people wanted Jaden Smith to play him.
You know
Oh,
what?
that would work.
That's
Yeah.
a good shout
that looks
though.
perfect, like right there.
Yeah, it does.
I wouldn't actually mind seeing Jaden Smith try and play a
Yeah.
superhero.
Superhero, yeah.
Very interested
He
in
managed
this
to play
disc.
an Asian Karate Kid, so that's fun.
Oh no, look, we've got some NBA players here.
Yes, Yao Ming, Shaquille. Is that Shaq
That-
or
that-
Karl Malone? I think that's Karl Malone.
Shaq didn't have a goatee.
We have Steve Nash and
One for Orlando. Come on, Michael. We're testing you here.
Tracy McGrady.
Okay, well, we'll take that. So, yes, that is all the information we have about Static Shock. No release date planned as of now. Moving on, Ridley Scott has just cast Joaquin Phoenix as Napoleon for a Kit Bat, a movie called Kit Bag.
Oh yeah. Do you guys know about the origin of the kit bag title?
No,
No.
I'm very
I was
interested
literally
to hear
about
this.
I was about to turn to you and
Sounds
ask
like
your
we had a
thoughts.
very good... It sounds like this is the episode you're meant to be on.
I heard about this one and I didn't know you were going to bring it up, but I messaged like all my friends like, guys, new Napoleon epic. Yeah, so kit bag, I believe the great Emperor Napoleon said once, every good general has a general staff in his kit bag, or
Ooh.
perhaps every good soldier. But yeah,
Yeah, right.
what do you
Really?
think about that?
Very interesting.
What do you think of the casting?
Of Joaquin as Napoleon?
Oh yeah, I straight away I was looking at that, and yeah, he has the short hair, like he's got the forehead lines, like
Yep.
you know, he's got the
got that sort of
a bit of age, and the command, like I think it'd be fine, it'd be great. I can't wait to see him like in like costume,
Is
this-
because I think it will look good.
Is there anyone else you could envision, like just off the top of your head, without?
David Mitchell,
Oh my god. Jazz.
yeah,
The British
I
are here.
just the shape of his face is perfect, because like I don't know, just perfect. But in terms of actual like acting ability and stuff, not really. Like
So this
Jackson's perfect, yeah.
this is a bit of a Gladiator reunion as well, because these two work together in Gladiator.
Yeah, and yeah, I'm not sure what the movie's gonna follow. If it's like Napoleon's entire life, or I
Could be
heard
a
it was
biopic.
a biopic. That's what I read originally.
Okay.
But
That'd be
there's
pretty
a
interesting.
lot of content to fit in there.
True.
Other famous Napoleon movies of note being the Waterloo, which is an old epic film with like hundreds of thousands of extras and stuff.
Never seen
When you
that.
say
And-
old, how old?
I would say I think it's 50s, 60s. Yeah, and they
Very old.
used like something like 20,000 infantry from the Russian army as extras for the soldiers, and there's these great shots of like massive battles. Anyway, he has to live up to that, and that's great. So yeah, I can't wait. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of CGI rather than thousands of Russian soldiers.
Extras, yeah.
Mhm.
But you know, that's all right. They didn't have that back then, so we'll see how it goes. I hope like they do justice to some of these big battles, which I'm sure they're going to be bringing across to the big screen.
Oh, it's Ridley Scott, so it's like you got a very competent filmmaker at the helm.
For sure, and good at creating
I'm pretty
epic scenes.
I was about to say I'm pretty keen for like the setting, like this like that sort of setting of war. Like you got your gunpowder, like you know muskets sort of things.
Yeah.
and that's about it. Like you look at war movies now, it's like you know jets and all that sort of thing. It'd be good to see like an old timey sort of war movie.
yeah,
that
it's-
isn't medieval knights or modern war.
It's
sorta.
the perfect era for a cool battle, right? Because obviously you've got bigger battles in later wars, but they're not contained to one field. So
Oh, yeah.
the Napoleonic era is pretty much known as like one of the last eras of like a set piece battle on a battlefield, rather than battlefields across entire countries.
Instead of like a front, it's
Yeah.
literally a location.
Exactly. It's like we did a battle here.
Yeah.
And there's like
that in the Civil War like sort of thing. Like,
Yeah,
you got
exactly.
Gettysburg and sort of things like actual locations. Like this happened here.
Yeah, rather than it happening across a span of kilometers and countries and everything. Yeah. So yeah, that's going to be exciting. Let's see how he brings that together. A lot of cannons, a lot of booms, a lot of bams.
Look, hey, it's got booms and
a lot
bams.
of horses.
I'm in
We'll
for
see.
some booms and bams.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see. I don't know what. Yeah, I'm hoping to see Austerlitz, which is a famous battle that's not as well known as the later ones like Waterloo.
I wonder if we'll get any like naval sort of war because that's still the era of like cannons on a big like ships. I can't remember which ones like the normal ones,
so
like
if
frigates or whatever.
Yeah, frigates, ships of the line. But yeah, it depends because Napoleon wasn't obviously involved because he was not a naval commander.
Yeah.
And the French fleet was defeated when Napoleon first came to power at Trafalgar by Admiral Horatio Nelson.
Chris.
So there weren't many kind of
huge naval
there was just
battles.
one huge battle where the French and Spanish fleet was destroyed, and Napoleon didn't do much else with navy for his career.
Okay, fair enough.
Would you say that these historical biopics and these history films, the new ones that are coming out, are they your equivalent to like when people get really hyped up for Marvel films? They're like, well, they're doing Infinity War, so I hope I see this from the comics.
Yeah, exactly. I'm saying the battles I want to see.
Yeah.
If they showed some Trafalgar, that would be sick. But Napoleon wasn't there, so
Like,
I don't know.
I can imagine sitting next to you in a theater and like something happens that you kind of be like, I really hope they show this, and then it happens and you're just like, yes.
Yeah, it's just like a little to himself.
If there's certain battles where I'll be waiting for moments, that I
like specific moments of things that happen.
Oh, of course, Yeah, I mean, if anyone's seen Waterloo, everyone knows everyone knows the collapse of the Imperial Guard and other stuff like that.
Just things that everyone knows.
Yeah, everybody
the Imperial
knows.
Guard.
Everybody knows. But anyway, I could talk about it for hours. So
Obviously.
yeah.
All right. We had one trailer. Well, we had a lot of trailers this week, and there was only one that I felt worth mentioning because the rest just looked garbage. But this is Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Now, you might be asking, why the hell did you choose this one? It's because this is a Netflix film coming out later this year, and it's actually Chadwick Boseman's final performance.
Oh, all right.
So it's the last film he finished. And it's a biopic about Ma Rainey, who was a jazz icon. And played by Viola Davis. So that's what I really have to say about it. It's Chadwick Boseman's final film that obviously he filmed, and he's really thin in it too. So that's what I have to say, really.
Yep.
All right, well, we're coming up to our first segment here. Christian, do you want to hit your purple button?
Sure. We're going from history chat, a bit too much history chat, to more history chat.
Empire of the Sun, Christian Bale's really young, Silence, Hacksaw Ridge, Andrew Garfield, Dust Boot, Submarine, Rudy's on a winning team, Brad Pitt, Fury, and Glorious Bastards. Wait, what's that? Here's a game. Christian can't remember names. Kurosawa, Samurai, John Hammond's FBI, Gladiator, Joaquin, Rami Malek's in Queen, Spielberg, Private Ryan. Why did Tom Hanks have to die? Welcome to Christian's Corner. With games and learning, it will keep you yearning. This is Christian's Corner. Don't try to fight it, 'cause you can't deny it. Christian's Corner, everyone.
What a
We gotta talk about
masterpiece.
the intro.
It's a long
I don't
intro.
want to destroy people's ears, but
Oh god, I
it deserves a
think
clap.
the longest intro we have on the show, or unless we're counting the movie news jingle saga.
It's beautiful.
But that was
it's
a
genius.
one-off.
That was a trilogy.
Yeah, Alex surprised me with this, and
Now,
I love
like
it. I
he
love
was
it.
talking about this last week. Obviously, you weren't here, but as we're setting up, and he was only hitting us with like that opening line, and he was so proud of himself. He was just
was
like
the best
repeating
bit.
it over and over
Yeah,
again.
Empire of the Sun, Christian Bale's really young.
Oh.
I had another rhyme because I swear to God, Mel Gibson was in the movie Kokoda.
Yeah, okay.
Because if you look on the cover for
no.
Kokoda, it looks exactly like Mel Gibson.
Let's show us, yeah, because he's obviously in an Australian movie,
Yeah,
Gallipoli.
Gallipoli.
Yeah,
Like, Doesn't that look like Mel Gibson?
Yeah, I see
bit.
what you mean. But that's the other Australian guy that's in a bunch of Australian movies.
So I had
The other
rhymes.
Australian.
It's only two
So
or three.
I had a full nother rhyme, which was like Mel Gibson Dakota Trail. How good was that rhyme about Bale?
You just bring it back
just
up
to bring
again.
back to the Bale rhyme because
yeah,
I'm very
cool,
proud
that.
of it. But you know,
just then I was thinking like, when you come in Inglorious Bastards, it'd be great to have a little me chiming in like, it's not accurate.
we can make alterations to the.
Yeah,
I mean, you can just do it.
Definitely have
do
to
it,
chime in a little bit.
do it live.
Yep.
And we'll do it
true.
live.
Oh, next time I'll chime
Yeah.
in where I want to. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you liked your jingle.
Love it. Like,
Had
better
you
than the
heard-
segment could ever be.
I don't know.
Is today like the first time you're hearing it?
Nah.
No, I've heard it.
Okay.
Oh, he sent it
I
to me.
did a private screening.
Yeah.
Very
I've
fair.
listened to it a bunch of times.
It's actually his bedtime song.
Yeah,
This is alarm.
It still got me as well this time. It's great because the most epic part when you're like, "Why did Tom Hanks have to die?" And then it just drops off in intensity.
okay, the
completely.
credits just gone. You can tell like you just needed a breath.
That got me.
I needed a breath, and you can also hear me start to laugh. 'Cause
Yeah.
I filmed that in one. So
Yeah.
That's
When-
fair.
Michael wasn't quick enough on the mute, and I laughed a little bit into the
Yeah, I was like, you look like you were handling it alright, and it's me and him just losing it, and then I
Yeah.
look out the corner of my eye, and you're starting, so I just like reach over and grab it.
well, enough about the intro and behind the scenes of the intro. Christian, this is your corner. Take it
is.
away.
Okay, so watched a movie this week, one that I really enjoy.
I mean, I hope you watched
seen
a movie.
before. Yeah, I watched a few movies actually. I mean, we do a movie podcast.
Was that a bang?
Michael.
I don't know.
Was
But
there a
anyway.
bang? Anyway, well, lots of bangs in what I'm talking about. The Thin Red Line, or just
yes.
Thin Red Line, known
Ah,
A movie I've
Um,
never heard of.
as. Okay, so it's a movie adapted from a novel.
right.
Alex, perhaps you could get the director up there because I've forgotten his name. But it's the second adaptation from the novel. The original was in like the 1940s or 50s, so
Same name?
quite old. I don't know if that movie's of the same name, but the novel was called Thin Red Line.
Terrence Malick.
There you go.
When was it made, by the way? I missed that.
Now, don't look at the cast, Alex, because I'm going to try and explain those to you.
All
if you're gonna
right.
guess them.
1999.
Yeah.
1999. So, massive cast in this movie, massive film, massive themes. Like, it is truly a war epic, which I think is how the Wikipedia page describes it.
Beautiful. I love me a war epic. A wepic.
So, of course, set the fighting between the US of A and the Japanese on the island of Guadalcanal, which
Okay.
is quite close to us here in Australia. It's part of the kind of right of Papua New Guinea, part of the Solomon Island chain. So, a bit close to home for us. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it focuses on a battle of that island over a hill, basically. So, the cast. So, we start off and we've got Nick Nolte.
Okay.
who
Yep.
we
Warrior.
talked about last week or the week before, sorry, and John Travolta
Oh,
on a boat,
Okay.
right, talking about the plan and such, and
Right.
we've got all the infantry and a lot of faces pop up, and they're just chilling, locked below deck, waiting for what lies ahead.
Okay.
And it's quite slow to start. There's a lot of slow bits. There's probably only like 2 major kind of battle scenes, and there's a lot of anticipation up until that. But it follows along the anticipation of these soldiers experiencing that as well.
Right.
They're not.
just glance over and look at the almost 3-hour runtime.
Yes, it's long.
It is
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie,
uh,
Chris. That was
yeah.
one of the reasons I didn't watch it with you,
Yeah, fair enough.
and
but
only because I had assignments to do.
Yeah. The emotions in this movie and how it conveys the experience of these soldiers is really like no other war movie. Like it needs the slowness to do that because
Yeah.
unfortunately a lot of war is just sitting around and being scared until something actually happens. And it follows
A lot
a
of life
variety.
too.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
It's hard.
And it follows a lot of these characters. Nick Nolte plays a great character. Like he's an asshole, but he's there for his own reasons. He's the upper kind of officer class. He's not really in the dirt with the men, so he
Right.
has a lot of different views on the dying and everything. One of his best expositions is he's talking to a lower officer who's worried about his men getting killed, and he says something along the lines of like, "Well, I've told you how important this position is. How many men would you trade for it? Like 50, 100? What's the number?" And the lower officer's just like, well, I don't like seeing my men killed. And he's like, well, like, this is how we play the game. Yeah.
He's very much like, he
gotta
doesn't care about what it takes. It's just, we need to hold this.
Yeah.
So he's got like a very black and white approach.
He's very willing to trade his men for the objectives. And,
it's not him putting himself out there. It's like,
exactly.
He's safe behind the line. It's like everyone else fighting for.
Yeah. And, and then at times we even see other sides of him as well, where he sees some brutality and stuff like that. And then there's other characters. There's like a lawyer who's an officer, and there's a whole thing about how he's experiencing it, having to order these men into these positions. And then we go right down to the level of a private. So the actual main character is a deserter at the start of the film, and the movie's focused mainly on him. And the film starts with him just chilling with some islanders after having deserted.
Quick, just to announce the elephant in the room. There is a neighbor next door just banging a ball against the fence. So if you can hear anything, it's him.
Yes, but it works. It's distant artillery explosions. What are you talking about?
We're having the subtitles.
But yeah, so the movie mainly explores the themes of these like individual experiences, and the main one being this guy who's pretty much pacifist. Deserts the army, and it's the story of him being turned into a soldier, really. And yeah, it's grilling. It's a lot of heartache, and yeah, I think it's one of the most powerful war movies I've ever seen. And it also features probably the most powerful battle scene I've ever seen towards the end. Like, it's one where you're just like eyes wide open. It's like opening to Save It Private Ryan, you're just like,
oh shit. Yeah. Like
what?
all of this is also led up to this.
Yeah.
So like you've gone through that whole journey, and I was like, bang, here it is.
Exactly. And there is such strong scenes and themes, especially between like the Japanese and the Americans. There's a moment with the American just sitting amongst the bodies of the Japanese soldiers, and there's a Japanese guy just speaking Japanese, but then there's a voiceover, and it's just saying like, "What are you to me?" Nothing and stuff, and it's so brutal. Yeah, Alex, I really hope you watch that one.
I will watch it. I will do my catch up with Christian's Corner.
Yeah. So actors, if I can remember this cast, I don't know. There's so many good actors.
Oh, we incorporated the game into the movie.
Exactly.
Okay, I like this.
We've got Woody Harrelson. Can't forget that one.
Okay, yeah.
We've got Nick Nolte. We've got John Travolta.
Yep.
All right. Now, how would I explain this guy? I'm gonna say there's a guy he likes fighting gorillas for dames, for cute blonde damsels in distress. Big gorillas, maybe a single great gorilla, a king gorilla maybe.
Oh, okay.
He's like fighting any other type of monster.
I don't know, because the only movie I can think of him being in is King Kong. Oh, he also likes running away from the Nazis in a Roman Polanski movie called The Pianist, which you may not have seen.
Well, I have a feeling this guy may have. I get very strong. He doesn't like predators.
Yes,
I get very
he
strong
does not like predators.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah, no, he's not a fan of them. I get very strong.
I think you're on the right track of who this man is.
Yeah, well, let Michael and I deliberate before we.
Oh, I have absolutely no idea.
Michael, who do you think it is?
I have no idea. Okay, it's all on you. I guessed it last time.
Yeah, I think it might be Adam Brody. No, he was from Gossip Girl.
Yes, Gossip Girl also running away from
sorry,
gorillas.
he was actually from the OC. We're gonna lock in Adrian Brody.
Okay, I don't know his name, so how would I grade?
I think it's Adrian Brody.
Scroll
yeah.
a little bit down.
Scroll down a little bit.
It's Adrian Brody.
It's Adrian Brody.
Oh.
He plays a great part. The main character, I've not seen him in really anything else, so I wouldn't be able to describe him.
Who is the main character? Who is?
Sean Penn.
No, that was my next one. You've got him now. Okay, I was also going to mention Sean Penn.
Whit.
Yeah, Whit is
Wiki.
the
Sam
main
Wiki.
character.
Just click on that actor. I don't recognize the name.
Yeah,
in
he's
that
probably
first
been in
one.
something.
This one.
But of course, also Sean Penn.
This man. Who is this man? This man has been in.
He was in The Passion of the Christ.
Never
Of course.
seen it.
I have not. The Count of Monte Cristo
Oh, he is in The Count of Monte Cristo. That's a good film.
and Paul Apostle of Christ. He's been in a lot of like holy movies.
Yeah,
Ah.
yeah, he's
a holy
he's
man.
good. He plays great in this. Of course. Also, Sean Penn, also very great.
the
Yeah,
whole cast
George
of-
Clooney is in the movie for about 10 seconds. he's pretty early in that cast list. That's
Yeah.
hey Google, what are you trying to play at here?
Do you have any other people before I scroll back up to the top?
There's actually so many big names like just appear, especially like George Clooney and John Travolta aren't in the movie too much.
It's just like they've kind of made their appearance. Like
Yeah, but they play good characters. But yeah, there's a few others I can't really remember. Yeah, if you could list off any other significant names.
John Cusack.
John C. Reilly.
Oh, of course, John C. Reilly's in it. You do not recognize
Jared
him in this
Leto?
movie.
What?
Jared Leto's in it?
Yeah.
Oh, he is. See, like I think back and because they look so different because they're all soldiers.
There's a few
Especially
people in this.
Jared Leto. I do remember noticing that it was him in it, but he looks so different. John C. Reilly is unrecognizable just because the part he's playing, he's like serious and stuff. Not stepbrother. But yeah, it's great. It's a great movie.
John C. Reilly in Thin Red Line. Oh, you're right. Wow.
He is.
Oh.
Yeah.
Very young.
Very
A
young
very
indeed.
young C. Reilly.
And there's a few characters. Like I said, it the focus point jumps around between a lot of characters,
Right.
so you see a lot of someone that you don't see much of them for a while. So yeah, it just goes like that. People just be popping up all over that movie, and you're just like,
They
what?
do be popping up.
Yeah, but standout performances from the guy that played Wit. Forgotten his name already.
Yep.
Nick Nolte's
Jesus
character you hate, but that's what he's there for.
You love to hate him.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, they all do fine.
Beautiful.
What's his name? Woody Harrelson playing a really serious role, and he has a scene which is like breathtaking, and he acts it very well as well.
So out of the Penn man, Sean Penn,
Penn has a great part as well, but
Nolte,
yeah.
and the Broadster, and Harrison, Harrelson.
Mm.
Who would you say has the most screen time?
Definitely sorry, go read through them again.
Sean Penn, Nick Nolte, Brody, and Woody Harrelson.
It would go. Probably Brody and Harrelson about the same.
Yep.
Nick Nolte a tiny bit more,
Right.
and Sean Penn the most out of those, and then the
Ah.
first guy even more.
Oh, John
but I don't know
Cusack's
if you
in it
mentioned
too.
Yeah, I listed that one off.
From Hot Tub Time Machine.
Yeah. He. Show me. Oh, he is in it. Yeah, he pops up as well. He's
A lot of people in this
He
movie.
pops up about halfway in, because
Right.
he's not in the main company that the movie's following.
Very.
So yeah, there's stuff like that happens. Like George Clooney is just all of a sudden the replacement commander towards the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That was Christian's Corner, everyone. I don't think we're going to play the theme again because it goes for 50
Yeah.
seconds.
Did I mention where the name Thin Red Line means?
No, what does it mean?
I think I might have. Oh, but it's the line between sane and insane. Men.
Ooh.
It's a thin red line.
Between
Very
insanity and
interesting.
insanity.
Yeah, and if you watch the movie, definitely see
They're like
how that
they're
plays in.
teetering. Like,
Yeah.
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 I
So,
guess being in those conditions, it would.
Yeah, especially
Very much.
being in that. But if I would say anything else about it, beautiful cinematography shows off the beauty of the jungle contrasted against the brutality of
Now,
the war.
last time we did Christian's Corner, so you had some ratings. Are they back?
Yeah. So historical accuracy.
Yep.
Pretty much. I say 8 out of 10
8 out of 10, very nice.
because the setting perfect, the jungle perfect, everything perfect. The actual battle scene itself, because it's focusing on individual men that are all over the place. It's hard to kind of see what's going on overall.
Yeah,
So
because they're all meant to
you-
be taking on at one point, like
Yeah,
it's still happening
exactly.
at once. So
Yeah, so it can be hard to tell kind of what's going on in terms of the actual grand scheme of the battle and stuff like that. But other than that, perfect. It got the setting and the era across very well.
Beautiful.
As a movie, as a war movie, so this is 10 out of 10 for me.
Okay. Woof.
I think
Coming out
it's
the gate
the
strong.
best war movie I've ever seen, pretty much.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
So that's a big
there's that.
recommendation from Christian.
But again, if
so
you're
you've
not
never
into
watched
it,
this one before?
I had seen it once before a while ago, and once when I was younger, I thought it was pretty good. I saw it once a while ago and was like, yeah, this is the best war movie I've ever seen, because I was like, old and like was appreciating it, of course. And then when I watched it recently, it just confirmed that. Yeah.
Lovely.
there we go.
And do
Yeah,
you have...
so high praise, high recommendation?
Oh, we lost the evil dead.
God damn it.
Um,
It's been a shambles.
You haven't
Next,
been writing in that book again, have you, Alex? In blood.
Next week on Christian's Corner. Not next week, the week after on Christian's Corner. Any idea what we're doing then?
Oh, I don't know. Well, you mentioned
Where are we going?
You mentioned Das Boot in the song, and I've been wanting to watch that. So possibly that, but mainly
Which
so I
cut?
can make you watch it with me, and we can watch the 4-hour like full cut. That would be beautiful with subtitles.
Right.
Is
Okay.
it not in English?
There's an English dub, which is fine, but you can watch
It's
it in
not- it's
Germany
German?
for authenticity, of course. Yeah, distant
Fucking kid,
explosions
man.
yet again.
This fucking kid.
Alrighty.
We're going to end it with a bang, guys.
Exactly. So yeah, maybe we'll go into the depths of the Atlantic next time. Maybe we'll go somewhere else. I don't know. Maybe we take it away for World War II for an episode. That could be good. We could do Waterloo. See, ideas. You'll see. We'll find out.
It's not perhaps the banging. It's just that it's scaring me.
Is
Yeah.
Every time I hear the
It's getting
louder, it's
louder and
making me
louder.
jump.
Again,
Jungle
it's
ladder and
perfect
ladder.
for the immersion. You should be scared during Christian's Corner. History is scary.
Thank you for that, Christian. Michael, hit that orange button because it's what we've been watching. Now, here's the thing. I've been thinking of a theme for this one because everyone loves a little goofy button, but there's a song I think is perfect to parody for it.
Yeah.
And the only problem is that you can't find an instrumental without the backing saying the real words.
right.
Because I'm thinking about redoing What's My Scene,
Oh.
and then instead just go, what have we been watching? And doing that.
That works.
I love the Hoodie Gurus.
Yeah, but in the background, you just have people going, what's my scene? And it's just destroying my creative process here. Anyway, guys, welcome to this is the What We've Been Watching segment. Does anyone want to kick off this week with the What Have They Been Watching?
Well, I've just talked a lot, so let's start at that
Lost.
end of the table, perhaps.
I've
Michael's been watching
still.
Lost.
We finished season 1 now.
Beautiful, beautiful.
The big climax to the end of that.
Do we make it any further now?
A couple of episodes into season 2.
All right.
But,
Would you say you're getting lost in
in-
Lost?
No,
In
and
translation?
stop it. We
I'll
had
squeeze it in
we
again.
had characters set out on a raft. Some blow open the hatch that they find. There's the imminent attack of the others that they all worried about. It's juicy. Still
Has
juicy.
anyone lost their minds?
Yeah, quite a few of them. It keeps happening.
Well,
It's a big thing.
yeah.
Would you say towards the end of the show it lost its way?
Yes, but
It also lost its audience.
moving on.
That's a good one. No,
It's
finish
funny because it's true.
Yeah.
so that's it, Lost.
Yeah, that's about it.
All right, great. Thanks, Michael. I watched. I talked about last week on the show how it's kind of nearly to the end of, but I finally finished Seven Samurai, the 3 hour and 27-minute Akira
Epic.
Kurosawa. Sorry, war. No, not war epic, just epic.
How was it?
My goodness, this film's fantastic. I went out and I bought it on Blu-ray after. I had to get it shipped from America because they don't make it here on Blu-ray.
Of course.
So I can't wait to put that on the shelf when it comes on Friday. Other than that, man, this film is just impressive. Like, Chris and I watched Yojimbo, which we'll talk about in a sec, which is another Kurosawa film. But man, this one, it's interesting because it's in a like 2:4 ratio, I guess, like a square ratio because it's old. It's subtitled because it's Japanese and it's black and white. And it just feels like you're watching a movie from now. Like, it is so engaging and it's so
How
well
old
made.
is?
1954.
Oh shit! I didn't realize it was that old.
So it's old. It's very old, but it's real good, man. The characters are great. Obviously, it's been remade. As there's Western versions of it, such as The Magnificent Seven, is a Western remake of this.
Huh.
But man, basically the story about this, for anyone that doesn't know, it's about a group of villagers who have bandits come and steal all their crops once they finish them, and they get sick of it, so they decide to hire 7 samurai to come and protect their village from the bandits.
Huh.
So I watched. Yeah, there's different versions, but apparently the real versions are 3 hour and 27-minute, which includes intermission halfway through. So yeah, great film. Everyone should watch it. If you like movies, definitely check it out. You can see a lot of influences later in film, including this is George Lucas's favorite film. It's where he got the inspiration to do Star Wars, to to do the cross-screen wipes in his movies later on.
Mm.
So very good. Check it out. Next up is Yojimbo. This is one that Christian and I watched.
Very good.
Very good. It's a samurai movie again about a character who kind of finds his way into a village with two rival families.
Families, gangs, yeah.
Gangs who are destroying the town just by their rivalry. And throughout the film, it's listed as a comedy, which I think is fair.
Yeah, there were definitely some funny parts.
Yeah,
but it wasn't like massively like laugh out loud. It's just like
I think the comedy
just laughed
comes
out loud, but
from
whatever.
more the fact that he just makes the family like he manipulates both of the families to attack each other, and he acts like he's playing for both sides.
Yeah,
Like both the families think that he's working for them, but he's just causing them to.
he's constantly just getting paid to do something, and then like kind of half doing it in some way that gets the other gang in trouble, and then getting them to pay him to fix the problem.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, and I think I was saying like, oh yeah, this is like similar. It's like was that Fistful of Dollars or something?
Yeah.
And it turns out that was a remake, a
Of
Western
this,
remake
yep.
with Clint Eastwood of the same movie.
It's funny because Kurosawa, I keep saying his name wrong. Kurosawa.
Kurosawa.
Yeah, has gone on interviews about Fistful of Dollars, saying that he ended up because he got paid because it was his movie they remade. He got paid more money from A Fistful of Dollars than anything he got from Yojimbo, which is very interesting. I watched Trial of Chicago 7 again. Chris and I have talked about that on the show. Everyone should go watch it. It's out on Netflix now. I watched The World's End.
Good movie.
Because
Great movie, sorry.
Yeah, very good.
yeah, it's my favorite out of the Cornetto trilogy. I know that's an unpopular opinion.
No, I'm
Really?
I'm very much starting to trend
Yeah.
towards that. I recently, like in recent years, as I've gone back and watched them, I've watched World's End more than Shaun of the Dead. As much as I do like Shaun of the Dead, I'm very much starting to tend towards
I'm a Hot Fuzz man.
Hot Fuzz man.
Well,
Still a good
Hot
choice.
Fuzz boy.
I also watched Shaun of the Dead this week too. I didn't watch Hot Fuzz because I don't have Hot Fuzz in 4K. And I have Shaun of the Dead and World's End.
Disappointing.
Well, the JV Hype I didn't have it in stock.
Fair enough. Okay. Forgive
No, but like my order does go World's End, Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead. But like even then, World's End to me is a 10 out of 10. Hot Fuzz is a 9. 9.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
And then Shaun of the Dead's 9 out of 10.
They're all great movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Like,
sure. Yeah.
I feel like they're all like pretty interchangeable. Like it doesn't really matter like which one you.
There's a lot of
find
scenes
your
that
favourite.
carry over between them.
Yeah, with the fence jumping
Yeah.
and no, like I mean, I am definitely in the minority that likes The World's End more though. Like you don't hear a lot of people talking about it, but so much of that film I just love. I love Simon Pegg's character in that film. He's my favorite character from any of the roles he's done before.
That's fair.
And I was watching an interview with him. He says it is his favorite character he's played because he's such a complex person. Because you watch him, and he is an arsehole throughout the whole film. The whole film you watch and goes, this guy's a fucking arsehole.
My favorite thing about watching it the first few times, or recently the first few times after finding out that like each like pub is like is related to what happens. And I think you pointed it out.
Yeah.
And then so the past few times I've watched it, I've been like trying to pinpoint like what's like the correlation. Some of them are a lot easier. I think there's a couple that I still haven't.
Well, yeah, the first
Might be time
post.
for a second watch for me then.
Yeah, the first post is the first pub they go to.
Well, there's
so
a hole in
it's
a
cool.
wall.
The hole in the wall is where they drive the car through the wall.
Yep.
The World's End's obviously where the world ends. Or kind of what the
Is
network leaves.
it like two-headed dragon?
Two-headed
When
dragon
they're twins?
is the twins. The
Yep.
mermaid is where they're tempted by the younger versions of the marmalade sandwich.
Yeah.
So it's so good. There's just more. The King's Head is one of them. I can't remember what happens.
Is one of them the
Does
beehive?
it take a head off one of the?
Yeah, mate, I think so.
Yeah.
The Old Familiar is where they meet up with Martin Freeman's sister, who Gary King
Once
was dated.
Yeah.
And then the Cross Hands is where they all work together to fight the teenagers in the bathroom.
Yep.
There's so many more like that. It's just such a great film. I love it.
It is.
And if I watched Army of Darkness. I'll talk about this one more though when we talk about Evil Dead 2.
Now, Chris. What else have you been watching?
Bit Legend of Korra. Jumping ahead of Brayden a little bit because he's been on Avatar, but this is of course the second Avatar.
See, this is what I need now to jump on. Like I've
Ooh,
never
Avatar
watched-
2.
Yeah. Avatar 2.
How much further ahead is it set?
It's probably like 40 to 50 years later,
Yeah.
I'd say. There's probably an exact number that exists. But so like Katara is a very old woman. She's like pretty much one of the only ones alive from the original. And she's like very, very old.
Well, then
We could
surely
even
it's more
say
like
it-
100 years.
We
then,
could
not
say
50
it's 100 years later.
I
yeah.
think that sounds
Or
pretty.
80 to 100 years.
I
let's
think
say.
that sounds pretty accurate to what I've heard from people. I think that
Yeah,
would have been my
that
guess.
probably makes more
Yeah.
sense. It's pretty much the sons and daughters of people. It's like Toph's daughter is there. Aang's 2 children. One of them, of course, is like an airbender monk. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, we don't see anything. You know, there's I think there's a running joke. It was like we don't know who Toph had the child with, or a few other people. So it's just like, what's Sokka been up to?
He was a bit of a ladies'
He's got to
man.
have fathered one of these kids, like someone's Sokka's kid. But yeah, we don't really know. But yeah, there's a lot of so the heritage carries on. And Korra is of course the reincarnation of Aang.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then you get Avatar flashbacks, but it's old Aang telling Korra what's up,
Oh,
which is good. Yeah.
That's cool.
Man, I've never watched a second of Avatar or Legend of Korra, but kind of trying to swing me over to watching it too now after talking about it so
Get on
much.
it. First season of Korra's lit.
Okay.
I feel like Avatar, like you get really lit episodes. Then they're still good, but there is some it does go down a
Yeah,
bit.
there's a lot of filler.
Yeah, but like the good episodes are
Yeah.
great.
Good.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Anything else you've been watching, Chris?
Bit of old things.
Star Trek.
Star Trek still, of course, going strong. Data's still my favorite. Riker's got his beard. Nothing wrong with that. And just rewatching a bit of South Park, which has me in tears half the time. Yeah.
Now we didn't get to talk. Obviously, the boys finished, and we haven't spoken about the ending
Okay,
since
yep.
being on the show. Now, not so that we go too long over time here. Any quick? You've seen the final episode?
Yeah.
What are your final thoughts of season 2 as a whole?
Love me a charred Nazi corpse.
Yep.
That's all I have to say about that.
She got Anakin.
Yeah, she did get Anakin.
Anakin.
Yeah,
Yep.
big time.
About just to sum it up quickly, I thought season 2 ended up being on par with season 1 by the end. I do think it went off to a bit of a rocky start, but I think it all came together by the end of it
Yeah, there was just some brilliant moments, and
still
then it came together perfectly
with
It
a
was fun.
great setup for season 3.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And that's all we have to say about the boys for now.
Yeah. Only other thing is I could say is I think Frenchie says it best when he's like, "Women do get it done."
Yeah,
and it
great
was
scene.
perfect.
That's
like,
how you do a women fighting scene.
exactly.
Marvel, take notes.
Yeah, and the way they even like memed about that in the show because Vought is trying to get that going on, like the female like team, and it's so forced. And then they pulled it together like not forced, just perfect. Like it just was what it was, and it was freaking epic. And it was girls get it done. Like it
when
was
you-
an awesome scene.
You watch the scene and you don't really pick up to it. It's like all the girls in the boys are the soups.
You notice like halfway through, you're like, oh yeah, it's literally just all the girls like beating up.
Yeah,
It's
because
like,
like they're the ones that can actually fight her.
yeah,
strong enough to fight her.
and it was awesome. Just felt so natural. I hate it when that stuff is forced. Like Marvel scene,
Infinity War and Endgame did it real bad.
middle of the fight, just all of a sudden they
Where,
just
Captain
assemble.
Marvel comes down,
yeah.
destroys a ship by herself, and now she's got to run through a disposable red shirts, and now and then they're just like, oh, you need help now, do you? Yes, the women are here.
Women assemble in the middle of the battlefield for no specific reason, essentially. Yeah.
Anyway, that's if that's it, we can move on to homework, everyone.
And yes, what did you choose?
I chose Evil Dead 2, as everyone can see. from
It's
the-
been staring at you in the
That
face
you
for the
did.
past 40
That
minutes.
you did.
My God. Do you want me to start off with the thoughts of the two absent hosts?
Yeah, throw their thoughts out because then we can break them apart with our thoughts.
So this is from Brayden. This is Brayden's thoughts. What in the ever loving fuck did I just watch? What on earth was that? What on earth was that? That was the weirdest movie I have ever seen. Jump scares got me, and I hated how much it got me because the whole Brayden, you're a fucking creative writing guy. Because the whole thing was an absurdist comedy horror with the most bonkers practical effects, which on a technical level I thought were actually pretty fun. Bruce Campbell gives me big Jim Carrey vibes. It's weird to see the film he is most known for after all these years, because I've only known him as the guy that pops up in every Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie. It was gory and violent as fuck, and yet the whole time it still felt like a horror parody. Didn't understand any of the plot, but I don't think that was the point of the movie, so not a big deal. The one-liners were fucking gold, though. I'll give it that. Overall, this movie isn't for me, but I can understand why it's such a classic. 2.5 out of 5. Too low. Steph.
Yeah, he like the way he was praising it
Right,
then
you
seems
think
a bit more that he liked it a bit more than the 2.5.
Yeah.
But
But no, I see what he means about the practical effects for sure. I think he's spot on there. It was like very fun, but obviously like dated.
Yeah.
But the way it was done, it was still fun.
Okay, so here's Steph's. Mine isn't as detailed as Brayden's, but I agree that Bruce Campbell has a very Jim Carrey-esque vibe. Also, I see what Ali. Okay, so the spoilers for one, I think. Also, I see what Alex means when he mentioned that Sam Raimi was a big fan of Three Stooges. Overall, I like the movie. I'd give it a 4, closer to a 3.75 out of 5, but we'll stick with a 4. I think it's balanced comedy and horror really well. And even though it's old and the effects have clearly aged, the plot and comedy manages to keep me entertaining even by today's standards. The ending was freaking weird. I thought there was going to be some I thought we were going sci-fi, but we went medieval instead. That makes me want to watch the third installment and where they take it, considering it's a direct continuation. All right, now that that's out of the way, I think Steph said 4. Brayden said 2.5. We'll start with Chris, because Chris, you watched...
40 minutes.
We'll just get this out of the way. You watched...
We'll say undecided on the rating. Yet to be rated.
You need to finish
online.
the film.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
The bag of popcorn is still being eaten.
It's still being...
From what you've watched, say first half?
Nah, first half? I don't know.
40,
Christian
40,
Silver-
almost the first half.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
What are you thinking? Like,
Yeah, definitely it was funny. I don't really find those kind of horror movies scary. I get scared by like psychological and thriller kind of movies more so. But so yeah, it wasn't like scaring me, but the comedy was hitting me.
Yeah.
I was laughing, and the effects again were very interesting as well.
Yeah.
But my favorite part is the head of the chick is latched onto his hand, and he's just bashing it into walls and objects and everything, bashing it with a book. I was cracking up. Yeah.
So I obviously chose this movie, so I've seen it many times. I have it on 4K. Great 4K transfer too for a movie that is that old. And this movie, it just hits on so many levels for me. It's funny. I agree with Christian. This isn't the horror that gets me. I'm more like serial killers and like home intrusion stuff.
Yeah.
Because that can actually happen.
Yeah.
That's what gets me, other than like spirits and demons. But there are a few scares in the film that I think are effective. Funny enough, across all 3 movies, I think the third movie, which is definitely not a horror at all, actually has the most tense and suspenseful horror scene, which is interesting. But the comedy hits for me. I love there's a sequence where he's being chased. Obviously, there's this force they use throughout the film that follows across, and you hear the sound and it goes through the ground,
trees,
and all that. It's just like this invisible force that tries to get
oh,
to him.
like that first chase scene?
Where he's running through the house.
And then like
I love
slams the
it
door
so
and
much.
breaks through the door.
Yeah.
That's when he's like running away in the car as well, and it's coming out the back of the car.
yeah.
I love the shots there. That was
Yeah,
like
no,
it was,
those
it was
like
pretty creepy.
Point of view shots of like the spirit were really cool.
Yeah.
And there's, I think it's the same point where he's running through the walls of the house too. Like he's just going through it's so good. And considering it was all one take too, it's just amazing. And I think Bruce Campbell does some great physical comedy, especially when his hand gets possessed and his hand's trying to attack him. It's just all him doing that. It's great. Michael, what'd you think?
So obviously I'd never seen this, and as someone I like always avoided it because I wasn't into horror, and definitely wasn't what I was expecting. I knew this was more of a dark comedy sort of thing. Like it wasn't like just like dark gritty horror movie, and the jump scares like didn't get me, and I normally get got by jump scares pretty easily. I like enjoyed it. I was laughing. I enjoyed like the effects, like for how old they were. Like I thought some of them, for how old, held up pretty well, and like the practical effects were pretty cool. Yeah. Like especially like the looks of like of the people like the dead that have come back to life and stuff. Yeah. Like especially when the chick's head goes really long. I thought that looked pretty cool. Like for the time. I don't really have anything bad to say about it. Like
it's just so like
I like it jumps around a bit, but like
it knows exactly what it is.
Yeah, it's not trying to be anything else. I enjoyed like once the hand was off, the little like cat and mouse thing they were doing with like the gun, like he's trying to kill it.
Chainsaws his hand off, and with the blood spurting on his face now.
And then the hands like taunting him there, and just goes into the mousetrap. It's just like it's just sitting there, you're waiting for it, and it goes into the mousetrap, then flips him off again.
It's interesting because this is definitely when you watch all 3 of them, which you can just intercut all 3 of them perfectly. This is definitely like a bridge. It definitely feels more like a bridge between what the first one is and then what the third one ends up being.
Yeah, so the first one's a bit more on the horror
Yeah,
side.
The first one's definitely straight horror movie. Second one's horror comedy. Third one's like medieval adventure. And where especially Bruce Campbell in the third one, he turns up the camp to 100. He knows exactly what movie he's in, and he plays to its strengths.
I agree with Brayden's comment of I can see the Jim Carrey vibes, like just that sort of out there personality, sort of wacky sort of thing.
Yeah. Overall,
I
really
gave it
like
a 4.
I've always 4 has been my rating.
I'm very interested to watch the third one now.
Army of Darkness is great. Everyone should watch Army of Darkness.
Because like obviously I'm newer to the movie, and I knew that like it led into this, and like obviously talking to you, I knew like this one was medieval and stuff, so I wasn't like really thrown off by the ending, sort of thing. But
in the ending, do you want to know the ending?
Yeah, sure.
So in the ending, to stop all the evil from coming, he works with the woman to try and to create a portal to suck everything out. But he gets sucked into the portal, and so does his car.
Of course.
And they end up back in time in medieval England.
Nice.
When the dad's spirit is like trying to communicate to him, I was getting heavy like Wizard of Oz vibes.
Yeah.
Like I was like this what came straight to my head. I was like, damn, that's the Wizard of Oz.
So the whole third movie is that him in medieval England trying to get back to his own time.
Right. Damn. Back to the Future vibes.
Yeah. It's real. It's a lot
and
of
I mean,
fun.
like, there's literally only 5 people.
In this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a lot of people. But yeah, the most interesting thing I find about this movie is that the first 7 minutes of this movie is a remake of the first film.
I didn't know that until you
Because
mentioned it earlier today.
they actually couldn't. They wanted to do a recap showing the original film, like clips of it to catch you up, but they couldn't get the rights to it.
Oh,
So-
is this different?
Pardon?
Is this like...
Yeah, different company, I guess, did it. I can't remember exactly. But they couldn't get the rights to show footage from the first film, so they went, we'll refilm it, and they retconned a lot of the stuff that happens in the first film. Like in the first film, it's not just him and his girlfriend that go to the cabin; it's the whole group of them.
Okay.
Right.
So they kind of just go, we're going to retcon it, and we're just going to show you, we're going to catch you up to the point, so you kind of have an idea.
Very interesting way.
You kind of get the backstory about the book.
Yeah, so everything,
and stuff.
everything new to this film starts from when he gets the spirit hits him and he goes flying into the tree. That's
Okay.
everything from there on's new.
All right. Well, there we go.
So yes,
My turn to pick now.
Michael,
This is a movie I haven't seen, the original or the remake.
I've only seen the remake.
You've only seen the remake. We're going to watch the original Total Recall with Arnie.
Yes.
Yes?
Fuck yes.
I was sitting there last night and I was like, I'll make my decision now.
Yeah.
I opened Stand. I did not even have to scroll like across one full length, and it was sitting there. So I went to Letterboxd, made sure no one had seen it, and I was like, that's my pick.
Yeah, I've only seen the Colin Farrell remake.
What was like
Okay,
2012 or something? Yeah, something along those
back then.
lines.
All I can say about the original is there's a scene of Arnie where he's just screaming, going, ah, 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 ah.
That sounds like all movies.
You can
Arnie
hear his
version.
accent in the screaming, and it's amazing.
I am
Yeah.
pretty interested to watch this.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna love it. You're
Okay.
gonna love it.
Well, guys, that was episode 80. Everyone remember to go check out our YouTube channel, all of our whatever you're listening to this on, Spotify, SoundCloud,
Apple
Stitcher,
Music,
Apple Podcasts. We're on them all, I think. And yeah, as always, also check out Patreon too. We should throw that in there. I don't normally do the ending.
Yeah, I know.
So as always, I'm Alex.
I'm Michael.
I'm Christian.
We're out of here.